Okay, we're back again. And this time, what I think I want to do is hook this button up to do something. Right now, it just looks pretty. So we want to link this to the recording. That shouldn't be too difficult to do, but let us do it. Okay, so what we want to do is, I believe we already have the record set up. So if we go to widgets, did I open that? I did. If we go to widgets and then check the gain meter, no, not the gain meter. That's not what I want. I want the record button. Here we go. Yeah, so the color already depends on AI record and we already swapped that. So I think we can just look at AI record. I don't think that should be too difficult. Though there is an interesting question about what happens to the timestamp. So if we recall, we had timestamp problems last time. Okay, maybe we only had timestamp problems because we didn't write the trailer properly. Okay. Okay, maybe the timestamp issues were only due to not writing the trailer, which when we open a device, we need to write a header to it, which we do. Somewhere. It'll be in pipe audio. Yeah, here we go. We write the header. I can have a space, why not? Yep, we write the header, but we also need to write the trailer to flush out any remaining stuff. And I don't know, maybe some formats actually need to have a trailer in order to work correctly. I don't know. Let's ignore that for now. Trailers are not a problem we're going to deal with. Send the frame to all output devices. Okay. We only want to do this if this input device is set to record. A good question is if we want that to be a property of output devices. I think not here. I think just to keep things simple for now, your input is either going to all of your outputs or it's not going anywhere. Oof. This is an oof. Why is there so many levels of indent? Oh, it's just because we have 8. That's just one level. Fair enough. It's the life I choose to live. This is kind of gross though. But there's not really a reason to put this in a function. I go back and forth on this issue on if I want to, like stuff like this, where it's only ever done here and it's small, even if it wasn't small, but it's only ever done here. Like, does that really need a function? I go back and forth on that issue a lot, but you can see right now it's not getting a function. Is that all we need? That's maybe all we need. Okay, so this should be not recording at all. I think it should still have opened the output format, but it should just not be sending packets there. I don't know what that means in practice. Let's close and let's take a look. 0 bytes. Okay, 0 bytes. So let's start recording to the output device, and let's now stop. And now let's say a little bit more and then start recording again and close the program. All right. Okay, so what happened there was the period where it wasn't recording just disappeared. So there was no, it wasn't dead air. It's just gone. It just doesn't exist. I would like there to actually be not sound, but stuff there. I wonder if I can just send 0 packets. Like, do I have to construct a fake stream? Hmm. How would we do that? So the raw stream should really just be, I think well, based off what we set for our output, it should be, where's pipe audio? Nope, not that one, this one. It should be 32-bit floats with 24 bits of data. Well, sorry, 32-bit ints with 24 bits of data, little endian. And we can do that. We can fake that. We know the channel layout as well, so we can, and how much data we need for a second. So we can fake that. Alternatively, I don't think we need to even know that stuff because it's in the frame. Yeah, it's in the frame. So I wonder if we can just loop through all the samples in the frame and set them to 0. Let's try that. That's an interesting idea. What did I do? Okay, I don't know if that's gonna work. So we'll keep all that. We'll take this, put that there, and in here, so we want to compute game, and now if not recording, blank the sample. And to do that, I want to go pointer equals 0, I think. Oh, if not AI record. Okay, so this shouldn't be recording, and now this should be recording, and now this shouldn't be recording, and again, we should be recording. Okay, that worked pretty much perfectly. Yeah, that's basically exactly what I wanted. Okay, that's kind of cool. Is there a better way to do that? I wonder if it makes sense to just memset the whole thing afterwards. Because we're not really processing each sample individually. It's not really what's going on here. We just want to set the whole thing to 0. Well, is that true? I think it is. I think it is. So what I'm thinking is, theoretically, we could get a frame that has 8 seconds of, or some number of seconds, 10 seconds worth of audio input just in one frame, I think. I don't know if that's theoretically impossible, but at least from what I know, it's theoretically plausible that not plausible. It's theoretically possible that it could happen. In which case, we could have clicked that record button a bunch of times. But unfortunately, unfortunately, I don't think we want to do this, but we don't actually have timestamp information from when this record button was clicked. So I think we just, at least for now, have, and probably in the final product as well, we have to just rely on these samples or these frames coming in quick enough that this doesn't turn out to be an issue in practice. But this worked really well, just setting them all to 0. That's good. It's a bit of a waste of data. I don't know if there's a better way of doing that. That maybe, I think that kind of depends on the format, unfortunately. I'm not sure if there's a... And I wonder if the encoder will take care of that. Like if I just give it an entire 0, will the encoder be able to, will a sufficiently good encoder be able to realize? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about audio formats to know if there's a good way to compress this sort of thing, or if there's a good way to skip, I guess. I suppose the container format is really the one that should be doing. I don't know. Okay, I'm speculating now, but this worked. That's awesome. Okay. Whoops. That's awesome. Okay. Next, what I think we want to do. Also, looking at this graph made me realize I add way too much gain to my output. So when I'm recording, I add about 12, 14 decibels, I think 12. And then I think I add about another 8, usually a bit more, which is pushing see there, we just got up to around 16. Yeah, so I think I add too much gain to my final product, final output. Anyway, what we want to do next is we want to choose where this goes. We want some way to specify where the recording goes. And how do I want to display this? Because we want to add outputs. We don't just want it to literally go to one place. We want to be able to, for instance, in theory, stream somewhere and record locally. Yeah, and that reminds me, I'm going to have to initialize the network libraries for FFmpeg at some point. Well, I'm going to have to figure out how they work and then initialize them. The initialization is just a single call. That's not hard. The figuring out how they work is the hard part. What do I want the UI for that to look like? And obviously at some point we're going to have to make this button look less ugly and this gain meter less ugly. Like it's serviceable. It tells me most of what I want to know. I do want to split it out by channel. Well, I think I want to split it out by channel. I'm not 100% convinced on that. But it mostly tells me what I want to know. So it's serviceable. And this button, again, it's serviceable. It toggles the recording state. But it is kind of ugly. So at some point we'll have to fix that. And the font, obviously. And the background. And make these widgets look like they actually exist rather than just blend into everything. No, we're doing minimalistic Metro style UI. Forgot the correct name for that style. I'm very tempted just to continue expanding out this way, but the problem is I don't know if that actually works. Like if we want to put one thing here, that's okay. But what if we want like 4 outputs? Do we just want a single button that adds outputs? Where do we list them? Where do we list our outputs? Like we have plenty of space here. We can list them down here. But